Goku has just unleashed the Spirit Bomb. Thanks to Piccolo, Krillin, and Gohan working together to distract Frieza, Goku's absurd Spirit Bomb hits Frieza with its full intensity, and that's it. It's finally over. The Z Fighters would laugh and breathe a sigh of relief now that the battle is over for good, but this only lasts a few moments, as Krillin notices Frieza is still there. Not only is he still alive, but he also still has fight left in him as well, and he doesn't hold back. Piccolo gets pierced by Frieza's death beam, with Goku urging them all to hurry and get away to safety, while Frieza congratulates Goku for coming the closest of anyone to actually killing him. Right in front of Goku, he uses a telekinetic technique to blow Krillin to pieces, no diddy, and this was the moment that changed everything. This causes Goku to be overwhelmed with anger and sorrow, with something inside of him beginning to break and take over as Goku's mind becomes diluted. What happens next is far worse than even Frieza's worst nightmare. This greenish ray of lightning strikes at the scene as Goku's hair begins to turn this yellowish green hue. And just like that, for the first time in 1,000 years, the legendary Super Saiyan was born. Dad? Gohan calls out to his father, but Goku doesn't respond. He was almost possessed right now. Oh, come on, not another stupid trick. Let me guess, you're now gathering power in your hair or something, Frieza mocks to him, but Goku still doesn't respond. He was completely silent to the point that the very beings that had just contributed to the Spirit Bomb were now backing away in fear of him. Confused and concerned, Gohan tries to approach him, but by the time he takes another step, Goku's already disappeared. Gohan turns around and watches in disbelief as his father pierces through Frieza's chest with a single bare hand. What happened to you, Dad? Gohan wonders. Even though Frieza was easily overwhelmed, Gohan didn't like what was going on at all. Frieza looks up and tries to grab Goku by the neck, but Goku just slaps him across the face. This wasn't a fight, and Frieza understood that now. Right after he killed Krillin, something weird happened to Goku, something that made him, the only word that seems appropriate is unhinged. The overwhelming intensity surging from Goku's presence also momentarily woke up Piccolo. He had no idea what was going on either. All he could do was watch. Frieza would somehow manage to gather enough strength to hit Goku with a death cannon in an attempt to just break free from his clutches, but imagine the horror on his face as Goku would just shrug off that attack like it was nothing, and then he proceeded to rip Frieza apart, a lot like how Frieza did Gas in the Dragon Ball Super manga. Piccolo and Gohan would just watch in horror as Frieza is ripped apart by Goku, and he still wasn't done yet. He charges this green light of energy around in his body and gathers it into the palm of his hand in the form of a spear, and then he waves his fist forward like a punch and completely obliterates whatever was left of Frieza. When the dust settles, Frieza no longer existed in any shape, form, or fashion. He had pretty much been erased. Goku laughs hysterically, and then suddenly he began to lose focus. His hair turns black again, and he gets knocked out by his own energy. Gohan darts forward and catches his dad before he could collapse onto the ground. He was worried, but when he catches his father, he immediately realizes that Goku was just asleep. And now that that picture is painted into your head, this is what would happen if Goku was the legendary Super Saiyan. He definitely wouldn't have been conscious enough to allow Frieza to get away. That much is for sure. It would have been over with. The story would continue with the Earth's Dragon Balls being used to revive all those who were killed by Frieza, and then the Namekian Dragon Balls were used to transport them all back to Earth. The only difference here is that Goku would also return to Earth with everybody. I mean, he was already asleep after all, and it's not like he had a reason to stay behind this time. Frieza was already dead. Of course, Vegeta is also revived and brought back to Earth, but he put some respect on Goku's name real quick when he overheard Gohan's explanation about how Goku transformed and what he did to Frieza. It was unreal. Of course, Vegeta would immediately understand that this must have been the legendary Super Saiyan transformation. So when Goku wakes up a few hours later, he is quick to question him about it, but Goku just looks at him confused. Goku then looks around to find all of his friends and sees Piccolo, Gohan, the Namekians, Bulma, and everybody else, but the one that catches him off guard is Krillin. From Goku's perspective, the last thing he can recall of Krillin was his death at the hands of Frieza, so seeing him now again, he just starts laughing. Guys, you're not gonna believe the crazy dream I had. He starts telling them all about how there was this Frieza guy who wanted to become immortal and how Vegeta got killed after he told him about the Saiyans, and then even the spirit bomb didn't work on Frieza, and Goku also tells them all about how Krillin died. He starts laughing because he was glad that, from his perspective, it doesn't seem like any of that really happened in real life, but everyone else is just looking at him strangely. It was Gohan who finally broke the silence by asking Goku if he remembers anything that happened after Krillin died. Goku would shake his head because he genuinely doesn't remember anything. He honestly thought it was a dream. This reminded Bulma of the good old days when Goku used to lose control whenever he transformed into a great ape, and it had gotten so bad that the moon just had to up and be destroyed at one point. Still, after understanding their explanations, Goku understands that something major must have happened to him, and it's really important that he now figures out what that was. Vegeta starts going on about this legendary Super Saiyan or whatever, and how Goku should be ashamed of not even remembering it. This gets Goku curious, and he takes off now. He was headed straight to one of the only people he thought could give him answers, fortune teller Baba. Vegeta also takes off after him, still demanding to know anything he can about the legendary Super Saiyan form. Same goes for Gohan, Krillin, and Piccolo following soon after. Once there, Goku asks Baba if she can show him exactly what happened on Namek. She has no clue what they're talking about, but says some random gibberish to the crystal ball, and it works. And now everybody can see exactly what happened the moment Goku turned into the legendary Super Saiyan. Vegeta just could not believe his eyes, but after seeing what Goku did to Frieza, it definitely put a smile on his face. The fact that someone as noble and as pure as Goku could turn into this violent Saiyan savage under the influence of Super Saiyan, it was phenomenal to Vegeta, but after seeing this, can't really say Goku felt the same. He was genuinely upset because that's not him. That is not how he fights, and that is definitely not the kind of martial arts that he was taught by his masters. Grandpa Gohan, Master Roshi, Korin, Mr. Popo, Kami, and even King Kai, nobody taught him to be such a savage like this. Gohan, Krillin, and Piccolo notice the obvious distress on Goku's face, but Piccolo just pats him on the shoulder and tells him that they'll figure this all out, with Goku nodding. Apparently, Vegeta also feels the urge to share his opinion now as he looks Goku in the eye and congratulates him for achieving something that not even he himself was able to do. Now, this catches Goku off guard because that's what getting praised by Vegeta would do to you at this point in time, but Vegeta does have a little bit more to say. Right there, without any intent of irony whatsoever, Vegeta asks Goku to teach him how to become a legendary Super Saiyan as well. Piccolo was amused. He references Vegeta's own words and points out that a legendary Super Saiyan only appears once every 1,000 years, so how is he supposed to teach you how to do that? Goku would laugh because, of course, Piccolo does have a point even though he was joking, but he was also curious as well. Why is there such a limitation on who can and can't be this strong? He would excuse himself as he pulls Baba to the side and secretly asks her if she can take a little look at Vegeta's future. She has no reason to refuse Goku, which is why she goes ahead and obliges. A minute later, she tells Goku that not just Vegeta, his son will also become a Super Saiyan as well. Goku could only grin and just thanks her. The stupid look he had on his face suggests that he more or less knew that Vegeta and Gohan were gonna become Super Saiyans anyway, he just wanted confirmation. Now, as he joins the conversation once again, he asks Vegeta if he'd like to train with him now. And right as he hears this question, Vegeta's body and mind come to a fork in the road. He wants to train with him because, of course, he's the one who asked Goku to teach him how to become a legendary Super Saiyan, but his body and ego are kinda struggling to agree with it for some reason. Could it possibly be Vegeta struggling with his inferiority right now? On one hand, he himself suggested the training, while on the other hand, he wants Goku to be the one going along with his idea rather than the other way around. And Piccolo laughing at his humility definitely did not help the situation. Vegeta was embarrassed now. He just leaves and flies away. It takes him an hour to realize that he actually can't get away from Earth even if he wanted to. After all, he doesn't really have a space pod anymore. A few days later, Goku was flying around trying to make sense of the transformation still when he notices Vegeta training by himself in a forest. As expected, he confronts Vegeta, but Vegeta greets him with a punch. This leads to an informal battle between the two Saiyans. Vegeta thinks that if he can push Goku far enough, maybe he'll just get to see the transformation firsthand, but joke's on him because Goku is so far above him now that it doesn't even make sense. As the battle continues, Vegeta is struck by a sudden and somewhat shocking realization. What if Kakarot is just already using the transformation? Vegeta thinks to himself. He was so outclassed right now that the only way he could even make sense of it was by deluding himself to think that he was already fighting against the legendary Super Saiyan. So imagine his surprise and embarrassment when Goku tells him that he doesn't even know how to use the form at will. And that was the last straw. Vegeta wasn't going to take any more humiliation. That was it. Enraged and bitter, Vegeta plunges forward and lands a brutal kick to Goku's face. Goku was just too careless. He couldn't dodge in time. He was actually too busy laughing. But before Vegeta could even reposition himself, Goku grabs his leg and throws him into the stratosphere, and by the time Vegeta's body reaches the stratosphere, Goku was already there waiting for him. Vegeta notices that his hair is gently fluctuating between green, yellow, and black. He senses this overwhelming aura oozing off of Goku now. It was unlike anything he had ever experienced before. Now Vegeta would stop and tell Goku to stop as well. This change in intensity causes Goku to finally snap out of it. Later, Vegeta rationalizes that his legendary Super Saiyan transformation may be a reaction to extreme, unexpected violence. Goku would kind of agree, and he also mentions that he was somewhat aware of what was going on this time. Vegeta swallows his pride and decides to help Goku train, but he promises himself that one day, even if it takes decades, if it is the last thing Vegeta ever does, he will surpass Goku. 1 year later, King Cold would arrive on Earth looking for vengeance for what Goku did to Frieza. Let me tell you, he sure does change his mind in a hurry though when he sees Vegeta transform into a Super Saiyan right before his very eyes, but it was too late. Vegeta obliterates him before the king could even land a single hit. This wasn't even a fight. Like, low diff is not even accurate. It was like y'all ever taken out a half-empty trash bag before, not even a full one. Goku would just grin as Vegeta proceeds to annihilate the rest of the Frieza force as well. On this day, the Frieza force was completely eliminated and their family business had gone bankrupt now, and it was all thanks to Vegeta, his entire journey coming full circle. And that is gonna do it for today's video, guys. I really hope you all enjoyed What If Goku Was Born the Legendary Super Saiyan? And if you would like to see more what ifs like this in the future, or maybe even a part 2 to this one, consider leaving a like on the video to help us out in the algorithm. Let's set the like goal to like 2K for this video. That's probably pretty good. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on those notifications as well to never miss a video as soon as they go live. And come on, fella, like we gotta work down this 82% right here. Like every time I see this number, I just get hot flash. Like I can't take it.